the one kid and the one kid were going to fight. And then all of a sudden, there's 15 kids in the video total, and 10 kids were involved. 8 kids were charged with murder, or they're going to be. And of the 15 kids, the 8 kids that were charged with murder were all African American. The kid who was unalived was white.
What is really unfortunate here is that this little AirPod and whatever little marijuana stick or whatever was stolen, it was not worth anybody's life to go and meet anybody behind an alley. That's stupid number one.
Suck my dick. Stop atting me.
Stupid number one. Okay. I feel so bad for this family. I'm going to tell you right now. I have 2 daughters. They're 24
You
and
do,
21.
because you keep asking me questions, pussy.
Ma'am, where are you from?
Quiet, bigot. Quiet. Silence, bigot.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
We don't hear your
Suck
filthy
my
stuff.
dick, and when you finish,
Let user talk. Let user talk.
The lady that keeps talking, where are you from, sweetheart?
She's gone.
Jesus.
I had to drop them because they just going back and forth with their own self. I don't know why.
I know it. Wow.
I don't know why it came, but I don't know how it became a race thing when you had all races involved in the situation.
Yeah,
y'all gotta stop doing that shit. That shit irritates the fuck out of me. I'm a black man. I don't care if it's a white against black. Y'all gotta stop that. Oh, it was racially motivated because it's white and black. That shit don't always come.
No, but can you honestly say, Dr. Phil, right?
I'm sick of it too. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it.
I'm sick of the media, how the media handles it. If it were turned around, okay?
I haven't heard
of this. If it were the white kids beating the black kid, the headline would be 8 or 10 white kids beat a black kid, and we would have problems in cities throughout the country. But it's the other way. Race is never mentioned, okay? And it causes more of a racial divide. And it's the media. It's just we're trying to just let everyone know it's the media, and they're trying to cause this divide. Mm-hmm. And that's where the problem is, and that's where we need to wake up and say, stop.
Right now, with the country and the way it is right now, if we don't all come together, we're all in trouble. Okay? I'd rather be on the side of a black man right now than anybody else at the moment, and that's the honest God's truth. I'd rather come together with whites and blacks at this moment in our country. Take a look at it right now, okay? Look at the shit that is happening in Israel, Palestine. They're over here right now. I don't mean to get on this whole thing, but I'm going to tell you right now, the schools suck. I've been in as a security person. I'm an armed guard here in Texas. I have to de-escalate more than what you even can imagine. The homeless, the fentanyl, the crazy people, the whole everything. I've had to pull out my pepper spray. I can't tell you how many times. I've never had to use it. I had a cop tell me, a young female cop. I probably have more training than in her little. I have more training, trust me, than she does. And I'm not the cop. But she tried to tell me that pepper spray only pisses everybody off. But you know what? All I do is pop that little thing out. And people are like, there ain't no way. And I said, I'll use it. Now get your ass off the property. I'm here to protect it, and that's what you're going to do. Okay? Now, they don't know me from Adam. They don't know what I'm capable of doing. But I'm telling you right now, the schools suck. The SROs, they need more security on the campuses. Think about it like this. 2,500 people in that Ranchero High School. I just looked it up. That's like a small concert, and you have one SRO supervising it. Are you serious? Go to a little concert with 2,500 people, and you're going to have more than one cop supervising it that's armed. You know what I'm saying? This is ridiculous. That's a lot of people.
Have a problem.
You're right. You cannot handle that. There is no way one cop can handle. Do you know I was training children at McNeil High School in Austin, Texas, Round Rock. I was training those children. Let me tell you something. And if an armed guy comes in here shooting, most likely going to be a male. I'm sorry, but that's the way it's been. And it's been a white male. Why does a white male come back and shoot the goddamn friends? What is wrong with the white male right now? What is happening with this? Has anyone not thought about it? I have. Okay? It pisses me off because I'm white. And I'm thinking, what is wrong with the white male? You had your red licked off your candy today, and you're going to go back and shoot a bunch of your friends. You don't do that, okay? There's no conscience about that. So I was training the children in the schools, not just McNeil, but I said, I'm going to tell you something. This is what you're going to do. If you're faced with the gunman, you're going to start throwing shit. Your backpacks, your books, your phone, and you're going to get that gun out from that person. But if you're not faced with it, you're going to run the other side. You're going to run the different direction. Go, run. Don't even look back. Keep running. Don't look back. But if you're sitting there like a duck, you're going to get shot like a duck. Okay? Then I also told him, if there are windows, fuck that teacher. You're going to go out those windows, you're going to line up, and you're going to go. You're not going to sit in that classroom. And if you do get stuck in a classroom with windows, you're going to take and barricade those doors. I'm telling you, man, this is what you call situational awareness. You have to act. And I don't like the way they're training the children. They're not training the kids. I'm telling you right now, schools right now, it's unbelievable what they're doing. It is. To me, it is. I'm sorry. They're inundating them with transgender bullshit, gay shit, this shit, that shit, when they need to be learning. That's what they need to be doing, is learning, not all this other stuff. And it's really making the kids crazy. Making me crazy. No, it's the truth. And it has nothing to do with being conservative. And let me tell you something else about black people and Latinos. Two things. Black people have been going to church forever. Since they were little kids, babies. Latinos are mostly Catholic. They don't believe in this bullshit. They don't. I'm saying there's a handful, less than 1% that go through this transitional stage. But anybody under 18, don't inundate the children. Look, I know. I've been in the schools, even a Lively Middle School, which is off of Congress down here in Austin. As soon as you walk in the library and you hook a right you just hook a right. And guess what? All those books are right there. Here's our books for y'all to read. All the stuff about anal sex for boys and girls and this and that. And I'm like, are you serious? This is in middle school. Okay? Really, if they would just... That's just happening. And let me tell you something else. We know this because we were children. We learn all this stuff on our own. We learn these kinds of things as young people. And we get to decide whether or not we want to go that way or not. We don't need a goddamn superintendent, staff, telling people. And inclusive has changed too. Inclusion used to be, and I don't mean to be mean or anything, but these are children that are super disabled. Okay, what at one time when I was coming up was called retarded. Now I'm 59, so I was born in 64, and that's what that was the term. So then
I had to drop her down. I forgot she can't say that word. I forgot what her name even is. Hey, I know you still down in the chat. If you hear me, you can't say that word up on here because they'll take me down with you. So I had to take you down real quick. But you can come back up in a minute. Facts, what's up?
Nothing. I was the one who was talking about. It's just gotten so bad, and I go on this TikTok and I see everybody is posting about divide, whether it's abortion or transgender or racism, and prove me wrong, and blacks can't be racist, and if you hate abortion, you're a fascist something, and all Republicans and all Democrats are this, and it's just gotten to the point where, does anyone just get along?
Hey, it don't seem like it.
It's so depressing. It's depressing.
Man, hey, facts. Depressing. You got that right.
I go into a store and I make sure I make eye contact with people and say, hey, good morning. They think I'm crazy. They look at me like I'm crazy. What, for saying good morning? Reaching out to, a fellow person?
Oh yeah,
To
you
be
can't do that.
honest,
You can't do that no more. You can't
no.
do that no more.
No, if you make eye contact, it's intimidating. That's what they say.
No,
If
you
you
want to
say good
fight.
morning,
You want to
yeah,
fight.
if you say good morning, you're creepy. It doesn't make sense, and I don't feel like the media, I don't think any politician, both sides of the aisle are helping. I think everyone's trying to cause divide, and I think everyone's trying to cause us to be dependent on them, and I just think it's a mess, and I don't know. I got four kids. I got two 21-year-olds. I got a 19-year-old and a 16-year-old, and I am worried to hell for what's coming for them. I don't know. It's frustrating.
Yeah, it got worse since after the pandemic. Everybody done got they water boiling and been sent at home for that pandemic. Everybody built up anger and started evolving.
It built up anger, and it also caused these kids not to be able to communicate. I
They don't
mean,
socialize.
they ask a girl out on text. They break up with them on text. They, I'm like, what do you got? What do you, like my youngest, my 16-year-old, what are you doing tonight? Nothing. But I hear him in his room. He's on his video games, talking to people that don't even live in the state. And he's, I'm like, back when I was a kid, I'm 50 years old. So I grew up in the best time. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and Friday nights, it was, my parents didn't see me from Friday to Sunday. Now it's like helicopter parents, and a teacher can't discipline a kid without the parent getting insulted and coming
Hey,
in and causing
that's what we need
problems.
to talk about. I'm glad you said that. You brought a good topic up. We need to teachers discipline your kids. I think we got away from that, and that caused a lot of divide too with the
Well, there's
parents
so
and
much
the
now, there's so
teachers.
much disrespect for teachers because these kids see their parents coming into school and defending their bad behavior, and then the kids thinking, what are you going to do? My parents are going to get me out of this, or my parents are going to help me. I didn't do anything wrong, but the disrespect is horrible. When I was in fourth grade, I had a teacher. I want to call him Mr. V because I don't want to say his real name. I'm sitting there in class, and two kids started picking, and he said, cut it out, you're going to have a problem. They kept doing it. Cut it out, you're going to have a problem. He picked both those kids up, threw them in the closet, closed the door, and said, you're in here in the closet for the remaining of the class. They didn't mess around ever again in that class. Now, should he have touched them? No, but things were different back then. It was like a parent was okay with a teacher, yelling at a kid or disciplining a kid. Now, if you take some kid's cell phone and it's distracting in class,
Oh yeah, they finna go crazy. They finna go
the kid will punch the
crazy.
teacher.
Yeah. Like
And then
when does cell phone being out in class become a thing?
an
Because
option.
I feel like students are now making it a thing. Hey, I can have my phone now. You can't take my phone away from me anyway. No, we need to get on to that right there. If your phone is out, we taking it for the remainder of the class. Point
Yep.
blank. Period. We need to get into that.
I saw a video of this kid got his phone taken and he knocked the teacher out. I bet you that kid's back in school. He shouldn't be, but I
Oh,
bet he's back in
did you
school.
see the one that kid? I don't know if the kid had a mental breakdown. He was like between 14 and 16. He actually did that, and they gave. I think that he's possibly looking at 30 years right now. Like it was
Uh,
just up there. I think it was last week they updated. Like he punched the teacher. Like he literally knocked her
that's
out
horrible.
cold, and now
I
he's
think
facing
teachers
30
should be
years.
able to. I think the teachers should be able to, give the kids a detention without the parents getting involved. Or if there's some really uh, obvious signs of a teacher bullying a kid or picking on one kid in particular for not doing anything, I got a problem with that. But 9 times out of 10, if a kid's acting up in class, the kid should be disciplined, but they can't do it. Their hands are tied. Their hands are tied. They can't do anything. So it's disruptive, and then it causes problems. The kids and the other kids in the class that are trying to learn aren't learning because they're spending so much time. They have in my district, they have an elementary school procedure that if they have a kid who's got um, um, social anxiety or mental issues, and he's in the same class and he causes a disruption, they have to clear the class. All the kids go out in the hallway. Two teachers come in with the original teacher, and then they calm the situation down, and then they bring the other kids back. Well, 20 minutes of a half-hour class, they're out in the hallway. It just doesn't make sense. It does not make sense anymore. No
Let me
kid left behind.
bring her back up. Let me see. Y'all keep tapping the screen. Hell, I'm surprised we have 4,000. Like, keep tapping the screen. Hell, share the live. Hell, I stay on all the rest of the day if y'all share the live. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm just driving. Actually, I'm going through Austin right now. I'm going through her city right now. Headed back up to Dallas. But yeah, man, it's a big. It's
I feel bad for
the
teachers
school
right now.
year pretty much. Go ahead.
I was just saying I feel bad for teachers right now.
Man, I've been feeling bad for teachers since I was in school.
Yeah. I was
I
always
mean,
extra nice to my teachers, especially if kids picked on her. I had one Spanish teacher. Some kid took hole punches. You know those hole punch that make those little pieces of paper? He got like 1,000 of those little hole punch things. And then the teacher came in and he threw them on her. Like like a surprise party, and the lady started crying, and I mean, that was 30 years ago. But now it's that's minuscule for what they do.
Do you think the grade of teacher has diminished? Like the grade of teachers
Yes.
has diminished?
Yes, because I think they're taking what they can get because a lot of teachers are leaving. They just announced in our district that you don't need a teacher's license to teach. If you have experience in the real world, which is okay, if you have experience in the real world, right now they're so low on teachers that they're taking these temporary teachers in. Well, if a teacher didn't specialize in logarithms and geometry or whatever, how are they going to teach my kid that subject? But yeah, I think teachers' quality has gone down significantly.
Yeah, we putting money toward everything else but the classroom. The actual teachers that are actually teaching the class.
Yeah. And then, you have the administration. I have some teachers that have to fork out some of their own money to get the supplies they want because the
Oh
schools
yeah,
won't
my
approve
friend,
the
she does that.
supplies.
She take out her own money and do the school supplies. I'm like, why are you doing it with your own money? You already don't get paid enough. She's like, well, that's the only way we can get through. That's the only way we can get through the year. I was like, wow, this is
I
crazy.
know. And I pay $9,000 in school tax for my district. $9,000 a year. And
Jesus Lord.
every fall, my kid comes home the first week of school with a list of supplies that I have to go out and buy. Wait a second. Doesn't my $9,000
So
cover that?
yeah, I was just about to say, where's that money going?
That's another problem. Every year, it's an automatic pay raise, no matter what the revenue is in the district. If the revenue goes down, there's pay raises. If revenue goes up, there's pay raises. But like in every other industry, businesses, because I'm a business owner, if revenues are down, you got to make that sacrifice and make some cuts. But in schooling, they don't do that anymore. Never, ever. You show me one budget that goes down or one teacher that gets a pay cut. No, they
Hey,
may get a 2% increase instead of a 4%, but they're still getting an increase.
I tell you what, well, I'm here in Texas. I tell you what one thing they don't cut budget in, and that's gonna be the stadium for the football. I bet you
No,
that. They just spent $200 million. Look, they just spent a $236 million on a stadium. And guess what? Right down the street, 5 blocks away, they're gonna put $136 million another stadium right for the kids to play football. I said,
that's
hold on,
insane.
wait a minute. What are the teachers? What? That's where all the money for the teachers are going. It's going
Texas
toward
is
the
the
stadium.
worst for that. Texas is the worst with that. You go to a Texas stadium and then you come up to where I'm in Pennsylvania, and you look at our football fields. We have like we have a what do they call bleachers? We have like
Oh
high
yeah,
bleachers.
ain't nothing beating teachers. Ain't nothing beating Texas football out here with the stadiums in high school. Their stadiums look like colleges. I mean, pretty
Yeah.
much colleges football stadium.
I mean, you have 500 people that fit in our little thing, and then you go down to Texas and they have like 20,000 people that can fit in.
Oh yeah, they in the thousands. Yeah, they in the thousands.
Yeah, it's nice, but it's such a waste, I think. But whatever. Now, if the football generates money down there, though, right? Like they
We
make
need
money for the
us
school.
as parents need to start going to more PTA and PTO meetings.
Yes, and saying that we don't agree with certain things, and you know, I think that's gone down too. Back when I was young, my parents would go to the meetings, and the whole town would be there. And now you go there, and there's like four people. No one really cares.
Yeah, but those four people are the people that have the money that's putting the money into the school already or getting money from the school already. So them four
Yeah,
people they don't even count.
no, not at all. Are you a Cowboys fan?
Oh, negative. I'm a Saints fan. I'm from Mississippi. I'm not even from Texas. I just moved here
Okay.
in like 2014.
I ask because I'm an Eagles fan. That's why I ask. And the Eagles and the Cowboys
Oh
are
yeah, I'm glad.
rivals.
Yeah, yeah. I hope y'all keep beating up the Cowboys too.
They're tough, but yeah. Well, anyway.
y'all keep on tapping on the screen. I'm trying to get
There
some
you
more
go.
details. I'm actually reading some more up on this story that I got up here because I still got the article in my archive right quick. Hold on. I mean, we kind of already know the outcome of the of this case right here going to be. I think they're all going to be charged. I don't think it's going to be a
I
verdict of
think it'll
what we
be
want. They'll probably get life or something.
I think it'll be manslaughter.
5 years? No, I think that's like 50 manslaughter.
Yeah. Prison life wouldn't be good. I don't like prison. I once had a
Yeah,
thing.
but these kids ain't even out of school yet. I mean, they were just about to make it out of school.
I know. I've never been arrested
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
in my life, except I had there was this case against another company, and I was one of the witnesses in it, and I got a subpoena, and I got COVID, and I couldn't show up to court. So I got a letter, and the DA said, "Okay, you're excused from this case," in an email. Well, I didn't go to the case. Fine, never heard back. Next thing you know, state troopers are at my door with a bench warrant for non-appearance. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? They brought me down, and the sad part was, it was a Friday on a holiday weekend, and they put me in and brought me down to a prison. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And I'm like, well, am I going to talk to a judge? Like, I have an excuse. Oh, you can't talk to the judge till Tuesday. It's a holiday weekend, and for bench warrants, they don't do that on the weekends or holidays. And I'm like, so anyway, lucky me, got to spend Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday in the prison. It's a big prison, and I'm in there with people that did like really bad, violent crimes, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a 50-year-old white guy. Like, not a tall guy. I'm short. And I go in there and I'm like talking to a guy. Some guy came up to me and he's like, I don't know what those tattoo teardrops are on your eyes. Like, I thought it was for murder and stuff. I was like, oh shit. And he's like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, good. And we started talking. He was telling me, and he was in there for shooting 3 people. And he's like, what are you? I said, I didn't appear to court. Oh, he's like, oh, you'll get out of here. I'm like, I hope so. I hope so. Next thing you know, I got 20 people at this table sitting with me, telling me all their stories. And I'm telling you, I was in there for 3 days, and it was the worst. Like, I met good people. I heard some horrible stories, but I swear to God, prison life, like people that have to be in there for long periods of time, it is not a joke. Like what you see on TV, it's there. It's there. So these kids, if they have to spend 25 years in prison, it's not a fun time. So if there's anyone out there listening that's young and thinking about doing something stupid, it's not a fun place.
You got to stop following the leader.
Yeah.
Because your friend do it don't mean you got to do it. Now you implement it on a murder that you ain't got nothing to do with. You don't even know
Yeah.
what's going on. You don't even know why they kicking and shoving at this boy. And it's bullying from the beginning, so it shouldn't be happening
And
no way.
I
But
did not show up to court that
you trying
day,
to be cool.
and I had an excuse. Like I had nothing wrong. And the troopers were rough with me. The people at the input people at the prison were rough with me, and I can't imagine. And I'm a white guy. I can't imagine what how the black people are treated. And when I went in there and I talked to these guys, I'll be honest with you, there was maybe I think 50 people on that area that I was in, and there's like 2,000 people in that prison. I was in there with like 50 people, and it was me, another white guy, and the rest of them were black. So you definitely see the racial divide, and I listened to their stories, and I'm telling you, A lot of them, you don't know what you can believe or not, but a lot of them, um, it was a lot of it was race. I'm
Do you
telling you.
do you do you think we need to implement a thing like if you're under 18 that the parents should be charged as well? Do you think that
Uh,
can be a thing?
I think I know that if your kid did this, like if you had a kid, 17 or 16-year-old, and they killed this kid, number one, your parent's life is pretty much ruined anyway. Okay, like you're probably outcast. You're probably, you know, things may change at your job, especially if it's in your town and the media's covering it big time. And, a lot of companies don't want to be associated with that. But I think that if, I think there should be some accountability with the parents. Yes, I do. But I don't think they
I
should be
think it's one
charged.
one one state is one, no one state is finna. I think one state is trying to put that out there to where if your kid does something like this, that you're gonna be. I don't know how the punishment is gonna go. Like, are you gonna be changed? Are you gonna be charged with the same exact charge or lesser? But I think there's a state that's trying to implement that right now.
What do you think of it?
I mean, it takes you take accountability of your kids. I mean, especially
Maybe like
while
a
they are
misdemeanor.
kids, because when they
Maybe a
get past that
misdemeanor.
18, 19 threshold, it's a wrap. Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm cool with that. But but it makes you take accountability for your kids though. When they're below 18, you should be accountable for your child.
Yes.
They're still a child, and they're still technically in your custody. So you need to be, you know what I'm saying? You need to be paying
Yes.
attention to that. And I
Now
think
I
that you
do
should be
think if they take your gun out of your house that's yours and they shoot someone with it, yeah, I think you should be held accountable. But like if your kid, like this case,
that's number one. I definitely.
these kids beat up this kid and the kid died, maybe charge the parents with a misdemeanor because, you know, for your kid to be in that mental state where they actually want to harm someone that bad, there's got to be something going on at home. There has to be. You can't just you can't come from a good home with good parents and just go out one day and just start beating someone up and kill them. Like that's not, there's something else going on there in your head.
My phone trying to freeze up. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to let y'all up. Hold on, give me a minute.
Yo, yeah, that's kind of crazy that y'all would like see would say
Oh,
that. Like,
go ahead, Z. Go ahead.
oh, hold on. Let me put my son down. Give me a second. Hold up.
Oh, that sounds like a good age right there.
Yeah,
Okay,
newborn,
you
like
good?
6 months. Hold up. Give me a minute.
It said
Congrats.
time. Somebody said time to punish. I don't know what y'all talking about. Um,
What are they saying?
no, there was somebody talking crazy in the comments. I don't. I let that stuff fly, but they'll be out. They'll be able to watch. They won't be able to talk no more, but they'll be able to watch. I don't have no. I don't do the mod things in my life. I let everybody talk. I don't be caring.
As long as they don't
Somebody
get you.
said the attacker should go to jail for life. I don't think they should go to jail for life because they are kids. Because they mean you really kind of ruining their life. At the same time, they did something definitely that should be a life
Yeah.
for a life type thing.
Now here's the problem.
But
When I'm acting like I'm
go
some
ahead.
hardened criminal, because when I was in there, they put you in a cell, okay, with a guy, with another person, and for 23 hours you're in there, okay? So if you're going to take these kids that are 15, 16, 17, if you're just going to put them in a cell to rot, that's horrible. Maybe give them a sentence of 10 to 15, but they have like rehabilitation, counseling, that kind of stuff. You can't just put them in a room where they sit and stew for 23 hours a day and then come out and be normal.
Yeah, I feel you on that point. But back to the that the parents should be charged, right? Like with this situation. Are we being for real with ourselves? Like, how many school pews parents got charged with their children doing what they did? None, right?
None.
Okay, then.
That's what
So,
we're saying though. We think they should be.
but they're
I
not,
think
because they can't go back on it and be like, oh, now we're gonna arrest the parents. Like, they can't go back on it. They should have did what they did because
No, we're not
the
saying
parents.
after.
Oh, you talking about when it happened?
Are you saying after the fact? Yeah, yeah,
Not.
yeah.
Oh,
When
y'all
it
talking about when
happens,
it
like we're
happened?
saying at that moment.
Yeah, they should
Yeah,
have did
yeah,
that. They
yeah.
should have definitely held the parents but they say once you take your kid to school and you drop them off at school, you are no longer the parent. The school is the parent of your child now. That's why when you see tragedies happen in schools, they're not letting the parents get to their kids because we own your
Okay,
kids
hey,
now.
I got a
We're in
question.
charge of your kids.
Let me interject. Let me interject real quick because I know I like that point that you made. Okay, so at what point do we say the school's not involved when they leave campus? Who's involved in? Because in this incident right here, there was in a alleyway. So how do we justify this action now as
That should
far
have
as
been
them being
truancy's
leaving
job.
school?
Like, that should have been truancy's job. The police officers that we pay to be at the schools to make sure kids ain't skipping school. So when I lived in New York, bro, I had to run from truancy. Like, I couldn't get on the train, the bus. They all over New York, and they'll pick you up and take you right back to school, drop you right off at school. Like, why you not in school? You feel me? So if there was no truancy, like, it's to blame the school, like, cause you making it easy for these kids to like dip off when they want to dip off. You making it easy for these kids to like walk around the school when it's supposed to be in the school. You
So
feel
are
me?
we? Are we keeping the kids hostage? Then is that what you're saying? Are we?
No, it's
Because
not
they're
hostage, but
leaving
you're supposed
school.
to
They
be
just
there for a
no,
certain amount of hours.
yeah.
Maybe
But
they'll
once
let
you
you
leave
leave
the
for
school,
lunch.
then you're not that the school is not responsible. The school literally not responsible after class is over. After school is over,
Yeah, I'm done with you. I'm
the
done with you.
teachers. Yeah, the teachers are not responsible now. Now it's on the who? It's on the parents. I'm assuming.
But listen though, if me as a parent, right, I take my kid to school, right, and somehow he sneaks up out of there and he's gone for the day, right? Isn't it the school's job to contact me like, yo, your kid wasn't at school today?
Oh, you see, I like that. Yeah, you definitely right about that. You definitely right about that. But at the same time, we got these young parents. They don't answer the phone, or they'll be like, "Oh well, I know he good." Or they
not my
enable. I don't
boy,
want to say they enable that though.
not my kid.
Go ahead, James. Go ahead.
But back to the truancy thing, that not all states have truancy officers.
I know that. That's the crazy part. But they all have like an officer that's assigned to the school.
Yeah, they have a school resource officer, but the resource officer, you got some states that only have one resource officer per school. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and
You're right
now
about that.
it's kind of difficult for it to pass off on the parents or onto the school. But I don't think the parents are at fault. I don't think the school's at fault. I mean, the kids did what the kids did. I don't know how the kids are. I'm not keeping up with the whole deal, but the kids are gonna have to deal with the kids did, and I don't think if they're young enough, I don't think they should be dealt with as adults. I think they need to be dealt with this for their age. I mean,
They listen. It's a school fight. I understand they jumped the kid. I didn't see the video. Like, is there a video of this, or is it just
Yeah, there
Yeah,
is.
no, it's a video, but they're not at school though. You gotta understand that they are
No, I
not
know
at
they off
school.
school campus, off school grounds, but I'm saying like the video, like is the video from the beginning or the video starts right off
Oh
when they
yeah, it's a
still
video.
fighting?
No, it's a whole video. Yep, the whole thing.
And like you have the kid
So what
down, and
led
you
to the
see like
fight? What were
one
they
kid.
arguing about?
Apparently, the I don't know what like I
The
am okay saying
AirPods, and
white,
something else.
white and black. People say you have to say YT. I don't know. I bet. Anyway, the white kids' iPod and earphones and vape were taken from another kid. And then the white kid was like, dude, give me my stuff back. And then they kind of scuffled and they said, all right, we're going to have a fight after school. So it's supposed to be the one kid versus the one kid. Well, when they get there, there's 15 other kids there. The white kid went to punch the one kid, and then all of a sudden, all the kids jumped in and started beating on the white kid until he died.
I don't think it has anything to do with like race. I just think like
Thank you.
I
That, yeah,
think
take the
that's
race
just
out of
kids,
it.
man.
Yes. Yes, take
I
the
don't think
race
that
out
helps.
of it.
I think it's just kids, man. Because if back in school you roll with your clique. If you had a bigger
Yes. And
clique, then you have a bigger
my
clique.
argument was the way the media portrays things these days causes divisiveness. Like when they say, um, if they said, like if this was reversed, if it was, 10 white kids beating a black kid to death, the media says 10 white kids beat a black kid, and that's all they care about
Yeah.
in the headline, and that causes problems. That causes people picketing. That causes rioting. That causes uproar. And I think the media is being very irresponsible these days in saying in everything they do, they point out race. I think that's wrong. Now,
Not
if you're
all the
going,
time. Not all the time. Not all the time. Sometimes
no,
they
but
just say a man, and when they're talking about you say you don't say the white tee thing. They only say that because you don't want to get banned or like you want people to
yeah,
report this shit. But
I'm gonna,
like
I'm gonna,
when it's
I'm gonna.
dealing with certain people, they definitely do say like when we see it all the time. When they dealing with a black person, they give you their background, if they was ever arrested, all this information that wasn't supposed to be like doesn't need to be even disclosed, like or
Just,
even
just say they slander his name. Just say it. Just say
Okay, look,
it.
I'm gonna give you this. I will agree that like Fox News and the right leaning stuff gives all the freaking bad shit that the person did, and some of the CNN and NBC they do that shit. They give
I
they
feel like
they
all the news, unless you like a off brand news, like you're just reporting the news where you get in your news, like you out there, you got a couple of reporters out there, and like I feel like all news, because you might say right wing, left wing, but they're the same bird. At the end of the day, they
yeah
talk to each other, they
yeah.
hang
But
out.
if you go and look at CNN's history and Fox's history, CNN would say for this case, 8 teenagers beat another teenager to death. Okay. Now, you take the races, reverse them, and you say 8 white kids and 1 black, CNN would bring up race.
Yeah,
Same side, Fox, if it was um, 8 white kids beating 1 black kid, they wouldn't mention race. But if it's 8 black kids beating 1 white kid, race is put in the headline. So the media is totally involved in causing and stirring up the trouble.
yeah, they like to keep people scared.
Yes.
but it's not
And
just
it's,
They
keeping
gotta keep.
people
They gotta
scared. They
keep the
like to
views,
create
Joe. They gotta
division
keep the
between
views.
our races. The
yes, and
media
the
But
politicians do it
listen
too.
though, that you saying they like the news networks. You see how I like a lot of people be talking about, oh, the news network be. We could let's be 100%. It's 2023. Only old people sit there and watch the news. You don't see no young
Now,
kids sitting there watching the news. So
I
the news
agree.
ain't
Granted,
manipulating nobody, but them old people and keeping them old people scared. Nobody
But it
sit there and
also,
watches the
yeah,
news.
but
We'll go
if you
on TikTok and go get reports from people that's actually right there because they'll
yeah,
Yeah,
get
but
but
there's
live.
if you
a
go
lot.
on TikTok, a lot of the TikTok people are causing the problems. They're
Mm.
causing the racial stir.
He is
They're
making a
causing
very good point.
the
A lot of
sexual.
people are just reading headlines. That's all they read.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but most young people are not like
Uh,
reading headlines. They're getting their news from like people that's on like right now. We can go on TikTok and find people that's live in Gaza. We can find people that's live in the Congos. We can find people that's live in
But you know what?
protesters all around America.
I went on one of the pages about Israel and Palestine, and I'm seeing these young kids saying free Palestine," and then I'll go in and I'll ask them a question, and they don't know. They haven't done any research. They're jumping on to this
But they
fad.
could say free something that's like being slaughtered because like they probably relate. So if they saying like free it, they might not understand like the whole history behind it,
But if you
how
look
far
truly
back it
at it,
goes.
you
But
have
if
a group of terrorists that are actually killing the Palestinians that are living with them and using them. But they don't
but
understand that. So you have to
nobody's
walk
but you can't.
carefully.
I know we're getting off a topic with the Palestinian thing, but we're
Yeah.
sitting here talking about a place that's like pretty much like
I
a
don't get into
jail,
the
like a
I don't get into
jail.
Israel. I don't get into the Israel and Palestine conflict because we're in America,
Yep.
and I believe
We
we
got
have
enough
too
shit
much
over
to
here.
exactly.
Yes.
We got to
Okay.
fix
But I'm saying
ourselves
that these
here.
kids get their news off of TikTokers and influencers, and they're not getting their
But
news from
there's
reading.
people that's like news, like actual people that's giving news, like giving you news.
No. I'm not going to say there's not people out there actually getting news, but you got to remember there's 330 million people in America, and a lot of those young people really do just read headlines, and they follow whatever they're reading from their buddy, and their buddy's telling them this, and they're going to trust their buddy. All right, and a lot of people do that, and it's just I'm not saying it's just
I understand there's a lot of followers in the world, but nowadays, like research, like is like people jump on it now. Like people will tell you to go look up this, go look at this, go look at that. Here goes another place to go look at stuff. Like people will give you info.
It's the question is where are they looking?
Guys, where? Okay, I have a question. I'm the lady from Austin, Texas. What is creating these children?
Hold on, user. Let me shoot a commercial in here real quick. Hold on, user. Hold on, user.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
I keep tapping the screen. I keep liking the.
That's okay.
Y'all don't give me. I don't care.
That's okay.
I don't give a damn about them gifts.
Can't hear you.
Hey, just tap the damn screen. Go ahead, user.
Yes, sir. What is
Go ahead, tap. Go ahead, user. You good?
Okay, what is creating these children to boil? And it looks like, I'm not for sure, but it looks like 8 black children were from the ages of 13 to 17. I could be wrong. What is creating all this boiling up inside? Okay, I know, about the slavery stuff and all that. I get that. But what is causing
The media and the politicians.
I'm telling you right now,
I don't think it's that. I think it's more they're young and they're realizing that shit didn't change. Like they're sitting here telling them that things change, but nothing really changed. And they're like young, like we was like kids. We was outside playing in the dirt. We didn't care about no politics. We was outside chilling, having fun, riding our bike.
The one kid and the